Man, it has been survival mode here for the last 2 weeks. I've been trying to record and put a video out every weekday, but I just got so overwhelmed with the snow and the cold and just trying to be alive. I just couldn't take the extra energy to drag the camera around with me. I'm sure we can probably hear the wind across the mic. I need to get a new mic, get that figured out so we can have better sound quality. But even this morning, even though you can see the dark road up in this area here, it's drifted up here, and there were cars all in the ditch before the grader came and opened the road. This wind has blown the snow all over the place, and it's just been very tough conditions these last few weeks. And I've learned some new lessons and relearned some old lessons. The truck is stuck in the snow. I pridefully thought I could charge through the snow and get to the trailer. It was already a couple feet deep before we got the blowing snow, and then we had some thaw, and then we have some snow mixed in. So now I've got to dig it out of there and then dig the trailer out, because I do have the hogs loaded in the trailer. The hogs loaded really easy. We did not get the truck to them. So just learning and relearning lessons. And it wasn't for lack of try. I got down to the mud. I was just spinning, and I had all this shoveled out, and I brought my little snow blower out, and we had a nice little blowed out path, but I just could not. The truck has a battery problem, so I had to replace the battery. And every time I would get stuck and stall the truck out, the battery would fail to start the truck again. So we got a new battery. We'll get that put in, and we'll dig ourselves out. It's supposed to be close to 40 or in the 40s, so maybe some of this snow will melt away again. Really strong winds today, so I'm not sure if I'll make any progress at that. You know, I'm sure on the plains it's really windy, and I'm sure on the mountaintops that are higher than what I am here, it's really windy. But boy, does it seem awfully windy. We once called this place Windy Hill, and I mean, the wind is just relentless here. This is kind of it's not a knob by any stretch, but it's bald on top. We don't have any trees on top of this hill to slow that wind down, and the wind just barrels over the top of this hill and blows the snow and everything just crazy. I just pledge not to get myself in these situations anymore. That's my pledge to my future self going into next winter, because I've learned these lessons 15 and 20 years ago, and I didn't really appreciate relearning them again this year. I was getting defeated. Animals dying, trucks, vehicles getting stuck in the snow. The truck's stuck there. I've been stuck out on the roads a couple of times, shoveling myself out. Other people have been stuck in and around my house. It was just very tough conditions, very hard to maintain composure. At the end of it all, I say thank God for easy winters, because this has not been one. I'll do my best to shield my little camera, but you can see how tremendous the wind has blown. There probably isn't a stitch of snow in that field. It's all in my sunken road. You can see how the buildings create a buffer and cause the wind to whip around them, and it's drifted way down. And I've seen it worse. In 2009, 2010, back in the early 2000s. I think we had a snow in 2016 that was a little rough, but we haven't had anything like this for quite some time. And I don't know what February holds for us, but I really hope we're in a different pattern now, because I had kind of forgotten, as much as my pride and my machismo wants me to believe that I can handle all this, and I can, but not very well. It starts to wane on me and I'm kind of over it. My muscles are tired. I was holding up pretty well till this week, and I've just been really, really tired. I don't feel sick, but I've just been really, really tired, really mentally exhausted. My body just, I haven't taken a nap in the middle of the day for quite some time. But I was just been so exhausted from the cold and the wind and fighting the snow that I just found myself falling asleep when I come in out of the cold and into the heat. And just when I think I can take no more, God provides. So yesterday morning I woke up at about 4:30, which is earlier than usual, and I started talking to God about my situation, about just my life, the snow and the cold, and just stresses that were pressing on me so hard during the last couple of weeks, and just general recurring problems. And I took a shower, and I was getting ready for the grandbabies, and I was on my way to pick up Millie, and about a mile or two down the road I started feeling this sensation in my face, and I looked in the mirror, and I'll try to post a better video. This is ill-advised, but I got in the mirror and I got to concentrate to make it happen, but I might be too cold to make it happen. I may have to go inside and make it, but there is a slight, like I said, I have to concentrate really close. But if you watch the corner of my mouth, usually up here in my eye, but I guess I'm just too cold out here, but just watch the corner of my mouth. Takes a tremendous amount of effort, but you can see, and it's cold. It usually just does it a fraction more, but a little bit of movement here, and I can feel it up here. I can feel it all through here. I'm cold, so forgive me, but it's just this slightest little bit that gives me the greatest joy. My face might be too cold right now, so I'll try to insert a better video and not be so all up in your face about it, but there is, and I have to concentrate really hard to make it happen, but there is movement in the side of my face, and I was just overjoyed. I was just overjoyed with the prospect that I might be getting some recovery, and I'm frustrated that I can't do it in front of you here, so I'll try to get a better clip where we can see some movement, and I'll splice it into that section. But it was nice. It was nice to be able to get some sensation of movement and the possibility of some recovery after 117 days. Today, yesterday was 117. Today is 118 days with Bell's palsy. So it will be nice to see some signs of hope and some signs of recovery from that. And I realize that I'm not in any situation that many others are, but it's just been a struggle to eat, to talk, to breathe, to see. I haven't been able to really read print because it takes so much effort to focus. So I've been trying to read on digital devices, and I'm not real keen on that, but I was left to whatever I can blow the letters up on to read. I can read certain magazines and books if they're printed, properly or correctly for me, but it just opens your eyes to people that have much more difficult struggles than what I've had with this Bell's palsy. But it just does. My lips are dry. I can't see properly out of my right eye. My right nostril closes and I can't breathe correctly a lot of the time. I chew half my face up. I have to eat everything with a fork. It's really difficult to eat a burger or a sandwich because I end up biting my lips or my cheek, trying to shove it in there because I can't open my mouth properly. So it was just such a joy to experience that just slight little bit of movement, and I'm just too cold. I can feel it moving, but it's not enough for you to recognize there. But I was just really encouraged that I had forgotten to boil it down to the necessities, and I started going within myself and moaning and groaning, and God delivered me a moment of saying, I am with you. It's okay. Take a breath. A very slight movement, but what a great joy. What a great joy to know He is God. It was just so fantastic to finally just get the smallest taste of some improvement or some hope that it's going to recover. It was just a great joy to know that He is God. And I just leave you with that today. You see people talking about burnout, people getting burned out from homesteading, people burned out from winter, people burned out from their jobs and life and things like that. I'm glad He reminded me that He is God, that He is the King, that He is the great physician, and that He is the source of my comfort. I don't need to read 100 self-help books. I don't need to go see a bunch of gurus. I need to lay myself before the King. And when I place myself there and allow Him to rule in my life, then a lot of the troubles that I have seem to fall away. Just carry that with you today. Love y'all.